So African music and Afrobeat are two completely different things. It's just like saying Africa and Nigeria. Africa is not a country. The biggest problem around the world understanding our music as Africans is the same problem that they have understanding that Africa is not a country. You're watching Catchy Live. My name is Catchy Ofia, and allow me educate you once and for all on the different types of music that we have within Nigeria and Africa as a whole. So I'm going to kick things off today by playing a short video, beginning with Tyla winning the Best Afrobeat Award at the Video Music Awards 2024. I love Tyla for her single Water, her album Tyla, but I love her even more for what she said during her acceptance speech. Take a look.
Know me and holding awards. I'm not strong enough. Please. Are you able to offer me? Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Firstly, thank you. Thank you, my Tigers. Thank you, MTV, my team, God, everyone. This is such a big moment for Africa, African music. Like, guys, the global impact that water has had on the world just proves that African music can be pop music too. Yes. Like, this is just so special, but also bittersweet, because I know there's a tendency to group all African artists under Afrobeat. It's a thing, and even though Afrobeat has run things and has opened so many doors for us, African music is so diverse. It's more than just Afrobeats. I come from South Africa. I'm a piano. I represent my culture, and I just want to shout out all the Afrobeats artists in this category with me. Shout out.
Okay, so let's just stop right there, right? First of all, I just want to say that I don't know, when she said African music is a lot more than just Afrobeat, it did rub me off in a wrong way, because I definitely think that Afrobeat is not just, but that's just me, okay? Let's not make a whole issue out of it, right? I just think it rubbed me off the wrong way, because it just sounded like, oh, is it just Nigeria that is in Africa? The other countries now. Nah, G, like, we're so much more than just being referred to as just. But that is not the issue. The issue here is we have for the longest, and I would say Afrobeat artists, Nigerians, for the longest time in every single industry have fought for global recognition, mainstream recognition, I would put it that way. And not, again, bringing this back to the entertainment industry, our music, our films, right now we are at the point where what we're doing in music, we're trying to do it in film as well, where we're getting noticed on international platforms with the kind of movies that we create in Nollywood. Now, that takes a lot of time, and that takes a lot of work. There was a time that we used to celebrate our Afrobeat artists by giving them awards on international stages, backstage. Like, you're not even getting on the main stage. We were not allowed. Now we are. So the Grammy came up with the Best African Music Performance category, which is fantastic, right? It doesn't tell us it has to be Afrobeat. It doesn't tell us it has to be Amapiano. It doesn't tell us, oh, it's just going to be Kizomba or Congolese rumba or Fuji. It just says African music. So it's now for the Academy, that's the Recording Academy, to sit down and say, within Africa, what are the songs that I want to put into this category that I think really, really, really speak to what the best African music performance is? Now, over the last couple of years, we've seen Afrobeat dominate that category, and for obvious reasons, Afrobeat being the major export when it comes to music within Africa. So the MTV Video Music Awards in 2023 introduced another category as well. They call it the Best Afrobeat category. Now, I, for one, was excited because the inaugural winner of this award was Rema and Selena Gomez with the single Calm Down, Calm Down. I don't know, I didn't just sing the song. But it made sense, right? It made a lot of sense. But now explain to me why in the year 2024, the VMAs nominated a plethora of Afrobeat artists and then nominated Tyla. It was like, oh, wait. Tyla is doing so amazing. We cannot not include her in our nominations. We got to give her something. So let's just group her up with the Africans in Afrobeat. No, if it's, you know how I offend you and then I say sorry and then I just do the exact same thing tomorrow. That's what it feels like. It's like you never gave us that category because you respect or you are aware of our music. You gave us that category to just prove a point, to just make us feel like you were involved. So when you come to take, we allow it and we're okay with it. Let's take a look at this interview. This platform, the Breakfast Club, I have to say, as an entertainment journalist, is one of the platforms that I really, really grew on. Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, right now is Jess. Every one of those guys, I absolutely love and adore. And adore. When it was Angie that was in there as well, I absolutely loved it. But to my utter disappointment, this interview just proved every single thing that I've been saying about Afrobeat and the miscommunication and misunderstanding. Let's watch that.
If I'm looking for something in reggae, I cannot expect to find the same thing in Afrobeats because it's not tailored for the same people.
So Afrobeats originated in Nigeria?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
He's a DJ.
No, when I would go to South Africa, you just hear the music, but I
South
didn't
African is Amapiano, Afrobeats is, and South Africa has other genres, but Afrobeats is not South African. You know?
Y'all got all the biggest artists too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Afrobeats is Nigerian. That's his standard. You know?
How was it doing Get It Right with Asake? I love Asake, by the way.
Ashake.
Am I pronouncing it right? Asake?
Asake.
Asake?
that's that's a wine, like a little Asian sake, but go ahead.
No, it's
He
not.
has a
That's
list.
sake.
I said sake.
Asake.
Asake. What, how you pronounce it? Asake?
Ashake.
Ashake?
He has a list.
Ashake.
He can't
Ashake?
Really.
Oh my goodness.
Like air. Like air.
Air? Air?
Ashake. But don't pronounce the R like that. So like Ashake, but remove the R.
Okay, so my laptop just died. It had to die because I don't know if you noticed. I was looking. I think I did a moment. I don't know why this hurts me so much. I don't know. I don't know why this hurts me so much because I was on air yesterday and I was talking about this and I literally felt like I was being, like they were insulting me. Like, I don't know why. Probably shouldn't care. I should probably just be making my bag and just chilling. But it makes me so upset to think that the Breakfast Club, it's been running for years. They've had several, let me say that as Nigerian as I can say, Afrobeat artists on that platform, and you do not know that Afrobeat originated in Nigeria? Are you kidding? You've had Janelle Monáe on that platform talk about Afrobeat. And you want to say you don't know it originated from Nigeria. Be for real. Like, okay, that was DJ Envy. He's a DJ, right? He's a DJ. DJ Envy is a DJ who did not know that Afrobeat is from Nigeria. Okay. Like, I don't know where salsa music originates from. Or reggaeton music. I don't know where it originates from. Or bachata. Or merengue. The name Afro, you know, that's the side. You see, this is now me getting angry, so let's just chill. That's not the point. The point is, from DJ Envy not knowing that Afrobeat originates in Nigeria, to Charlemagne the God pronouncing Ashake as Asake. You go to New York, and literally in every 10-minute space, or I would say 15 minutes, it is impossible not to hear at least one Afrobeat song. It's just not possible. New York radio, I don't know who is going to play, but you're going to hear it. You walk on the streets, they're playing Afrobeat. They're doing this in Cannes, in the south of France. As remote as Cannes is, you go to a restaurant and you're hearing proper Burna Boy and Thames. So you now want to tell me that for an artist that literally says Olela Demi Ashake at the beginning of all of his songs, you cannot just say, even as, you know, I have to give it to Thames though. She was very, very patient because Thames, you and I would know that you would not give me that same level of patience if I was calling Asake. You would look at me like, who it is? You know, like I have to just give it to our Nigerian artists, ever so graceful with the international media. You know, like ever ready to teach them and educate them. But I will tell you this for free, they're not that graceful when it comes to us. Because if I went on the Met Gala today, the Met Gala carpet, and I said the wrong thing, or I mispronounced somebody's name, best believe they're walking right off. They won't even be looking at you. Like, to show you how it is, right? When I'm on the Met Gala carpet, you have journalists saying things like, "Oh, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Like, what's her name?" Because it's just professional. You know, so again, I ask myself, is this selective ignorance? Or because I don't understand. I don't get it. What do you people want? Like, what do you people want? Your biggest companies, streaming, production, you know, owners of music, Universal, Sony, Spotify, they are so ingrained in the Afrobeat culture. But still, every single month, year, when we think we're taking a step forward, you guys can continue to remind us that you really do not know who we are. And it's very, 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 very hurtful. But guess what? I guess at the same time, we really don't care because we're still going to be fine. But I think for me, why it bothers me is, you know how we always say, like, as much as Afrobeat artists are doing well, it doesn't really translate back into the Nigerian economy. This is the problem, because we have that talent. Talent is like the currency of creativity is talent, right? And it's not like oil that you can dig into the ground and pick up and own. And then you can have different, if for instance, if there's an area that has oil, right, you can have different blocks in there, like OML this, OML that. You can have different ones in the same area, like in the Niger Delta, you have different types of that. It doesn't work that way. If I am good at something, it's me, it's my individuality. No other person is gonna be like me. It's just me, myself, and I. So if you're coming to me to rip off that talent that I have, it's just between me and you. It's not going to be for the benefit of every other person. You understand? So when we often hear, "Oh, there's so much influence and there's so much interest in Africa," boy, it's not in your economy. It's in the talent, right? They're not coming to help your economy grow. They are coming to collect your talents. So how do we ensure that as you're collecting, you're leaving something behind, so that as the talents are growing, their roots are growing too? When we see statements like this, where you don't know the difference between Afrobeats and Amapiano, and you cannot say Ashake, you're saying Asaki, and you're asking if Afrobeat originates from Nigeria, but seated right before you is one of the biggest female Afrobeat artists from Nigeria, it tells us that you really don't care about where we're from. You're just caring about our talent, you know? So, I don't know. Call this me venting, but I really don't know what the solution to this is. I really do not know what the solution to this is. I feel like, aside from projecting our talent, we need to be very emphatic, which I have to give it to a lot of Nigerian artists. I don't even think this is for the Nigerian artists, because we are doing our best. I would say that for free. But I would say for every other African artist watching this, from Tanzania, from Kenya, from Zimbabwe, from South Africa, we need to do a lot more with regards to, like, spreading our roots to other people. We cannot just stay where we are and expect that people are just going to come and fish us out. No, it's not going to work that way. The reason that they keep making this mistake thinking Afrobeat is the whole of African music is because we are so loud with Afrobeat. We need to be that loud with Amapiano. There are so many Amapiano artists that I love, but I promise you, watching me right now, name 10 Amapiano artists. You probably don't know, but I'm going to ask you to name 10 Amapiano songs you've listened to in the last, I would say, 2 years. You might not know the song, you might not know the lyrics, but you know the beat to the song because it was that good. But do you know the name of that artist? Do you know what her name is? Can you pronounce her name? You listen to Diamond Platnumz every day and you're doing his dance, and the one that makes your head that he did with Jason Derulo. Do you think Diamond Platnumz is joking, going to collaborate with Jason Derulo? Like, what are you talking about? We need to stop just being in ourselves and in our circles. There was an award show I went for in Lagos. I think it was I can't remember what it was called. And Wanit Wamos showed up and performed Sofashilane. And I kid you not, when she sat down beside me, I didn't know that she was the one. I felt so bad. I was like, gosh, I'm such a huge fan of this one. How did she sit beside me and I didn't know? You know? So I feel like we have to just do a lot more with putting ourselves out there. It's not by going on the stage and saying, I'm an Amapiano artist, you cannot solve that problem. You cannot have one Amapiano artist and then you have 50 Afrobeat artists and expect that they're going to drop the 50 for the one. They're just going to group all of us together. So this means that every other African needs to just stand up in their respective industry. Whatever type of music that you make, be it Makossa, be it Amapiano, be it Afrobeat, whatever you're creating, understand that it is not just about you. This is a business. You need to put it out there. You need to push it forward. We need to invest in it. And do not tell me that you do not have the money, because I feel like there's so many artists who do have the money and are singing. What are you doing with those funds? So I hope we do better. I hope the international committee does better. It's not going to stop me though, because I'm in New York in some weeks. I'm going to go chill and I'm going to sit down with some of these guys and we're going to laugh about it. But still, we have a lot of work to do. We do. We have a lot of work to do. Anyway, guys, I hope this educated you in some way. I'm sorry if I sounded a bit like angry. I love all artists. I love all countries. I love all genres of music, but I just feel like as an African woman, as a Nigerian woman, and as a female journalist that is from Nigeria who goes on these international stages, it hurts my feelings when, after putting in as much work as I do to know you, you don't think that you should put in as much work to know who I am. Even the most unknown artists, I will know your name, dear. I will pronounce it right. That's it. With K-pop, you know the names. You know how crazy BTS was. Like, that's K-pop. You're not going to go see K-pop and say, oh, that's Asian music. K-pop is not just Asian music. They're genres, and it's important to know these genres, guys. Especially if you're a journalist as well in the US. Know what you're telling people. Nigeria, Africa is not a country. Africa is a continent. Nigeria is a country in Africa. Afrobeat is not just African music. Afrobeat is a type of African music, and not all Nigerian artists do Afrobeat all the time. And there are artists that are not Nigerian who also create Afrobeat. It's just that simple. Goodbye.